Hello there, and welcome to part 6 of Saving TNA, where we take TNA from their Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff days, from January 4th, that fateful day where they tried going head to head with Monday Night Raw for the first time, and we see if we can make it work. Last episode of Impact was the Championship Special, which was a long time ago, I acknowledge, which is why I'm doing a recap. We had Amazing Red versus Christopher Daniels for the X Division title. Rick Apoc made his debut as Hulk Hogan's protege. His name has also changed in the time since. We've got a 6-woman tag with Amy Dumas, Molly Greenwald and Candice Michelle versus Alyssa Flash and the Blossom Twins. Sting and Jeff Hardy proved that they're still a good tag team. Jay Lethal works up the ranks towards that X Division title. Tara and Madison Rayne had a good match. Angelina Love and Velvet Sky won the Knockouts Tag Team Championship. And AJ Styles defeated Samoa Joe. But Joe was not happy afterwards and continued the feud. So it begs the question, what happens next? Well, the show kicks off with Samoa Joe in the ring. We're in the New York Expo Center. We're technically in Madison Square Garden for this show. Technically. But Samoa Joe's in the ring and he's talking about last week. Last week, I lost. And that's on me. I didn't take it out on AJ because of him. I took it out on AJ because of me. Me and AJ have been feuding back and forth since this company came into existence almost. But I'm not going to let him cloud my vision. I underestimated AJ last week. I went into the match expecting the same AJ Styles that I saw in 2005. That's not who I got. But I'm also not the same Samoa Joe as in 2005. And so, against all odds, I'm going to stack the odds against both of us. AJ Styles, I challenge you to Full Metal Mayhem. Obviously, because TLC, because TNA doesn't have the rights to TLC, despite the fact that it's literally tables, ladders and chairs. They decided they had to make it different. So we get the Full Metal Mayhem. AJ Styles comes out to the ramp, holds up his title and just looks at Joe and just nods. Pretty much making the match official. We're going to have a contract signing next week though, but it's going to be Samoa Joe versus AJ Styles. Full Metal Mayhem. Opening match on the card, and it is the tag team scene. 4 tag teams fighting to pretty much become number 1 contenders for Against All Odds. Machine Guns, 3D, Generation Me, and British Invasion, the former champions. Because of course Beer Money are the current champs. And it is the Machine Guns who pick up the win after their heel turn at Genesis. And they pin Doug Williams with the Made in Detroit. It's a decent match, 65 rating. 57 from Shelley, 66 for Sabin, which is impressive because of course Shelley is working through an injury at the moment. The Bucks were actually the best performers in the match. 71 for Jeremy, which is Nick. And 67 for Max. Well, let's just say there's a lot of future for those young bucks. A 65 rating is a pretty decent match. It's the tag scene, it's the opening match of the card, and we're in a new venue, so I'm not massively fussed. We're going to get a training session for Hogan and Rick Victor. I've gone with Victor, because honestly it does feel better than Rick Apoc. It feels nicer to say. It's only 1 week in, so no one's going to be stuck to the name. But a 93 segment, Gonna help Rick a lot. Just a simple segment, training, lifting, like you see him lifting weights, doing bench press, just things you do obviously in the gym. Then you've got clips of them training in a ring together. Victor with like a few like local indie talent training in the ring with Hogan, shouting instructions from ringside and getting in and helping him. It's just a nice little vignette, keeps this plate spinning. Molly Greenwald picks up a victory over Daphne, 8 minutes 17 seconds. With the Molly go round, gets a 46 rating. And it is the Molly go round picks up then 45 for Greenwald, 39 for Daphne. Greenwald's getting better at her gimmick, which is always handy. Stevie does some good stuff at ringside. Daphne got stamina penalised. And inconsistency. Yeah, it was a shorter match because Daphne couldn't go much longer. But Molly Greenwald, Molly Holly, she's a great hand to have. And I think with quite a few of the knockouts that we've got, they could benefit from working with people like Molly Greenwald, Candice Michelle, Amy Dumas, people who we've brought in who have that popularity from working in WWE. And, well, F in Molly Holly's case. 46 rating though, decent stuff. Kurt Angle's got his feud with Desmond Wolfe going on. And basically he's just running through British Invasion. His first match is Robert Terry. Picks up the win 6 minutes 38. Really short match with the Angle Slam. 44 rating. Pretty naff for a Kurt Angle match if we're being brutally honest. But Rob Terry's 22. Dragged it down. 69 for Kurt is pretty nice. And he looked good out there in comparison. And yet there's not even a sign of decline on Kurt yet, which is amazing. Even though his morale is quite low, so we need to boost that. And to be honest, working with someone like Kurt is good for Rob Terry as well, because that will boost his psychology. It'll boost his experience stat as well. But a good win for Kurt. He's obviously going up against Desmond at Against All Odds. And British Invasion come out and they just beat down Kurt Angle. Desmond Wolfe doesn't actually get physical. Desmond Wolfe never touches Kurt. He just does the shouting for Terry, Williams and Magnus. He's just shouting at ringside. He's shouting at Kurt. You were what a wrestler is. I am the best wrestler. The best wrestler in the world. You were. But that's what you are now. A were. Your past tense. Desmond Wolfe is the present. And Desmond Wolfe is the future of TNA. I want to give Desmond a big push because I love Nigel McGuinness. He's going to stay as Desmond Wolfe, unfortunately. I don't particularly like the name, but we're going to keep it. But 66 rating is a pretty good start, to be fair. And we've got a debut here. Lethal Consequences, Black Machismo J Lethal and Consequences Creed versus the Briscoes. I am looking for new pictures for the Briscoe because don't really want those ones. But they're here, and it's Jay Lethal who pins Mark Briscoe with a flying elbow drop. The Briscoes are going to slot in brilliantly in this tag scene with the Motor City Machine Guns, Beer Money, Lethal Consequences, Generation Me, Team 3D, British Invasion. There are so many good tag teams in this division. Honestly, we could probably build the company around this tag scene. Sting and Jeff, they're a tag team at the moment. It's a 54.7 rating though, and the Briscoes were actually the better team, which makes sense. I wasn't expecting it because this is their debut on a national level. But we're going with them. We are bringing the Briscoes in, and they are going to contribute massively to our tag scene. Triple threat match. Basically, a de facto number one contenders match. We know who it is already, but this is just the match to make it actually official. Awesome Kong defeats Amy Dumas and Candice Michelle. 30 minutes 31, Kong hits Michelle with the flying splash. Dumas was the strongest in this match, but we put Candice Michelle in there because, well, she's not great in ring. I also didn't want Dumas taking the pinfall here, because that Amy Dumas versus Awesome Kong match is a pay-per-view built match. That is a match which we put on a pay-per-view at some point. And you know what? I think we will. 55 here though, 59 for Dumas, 55 for Kong. That 38 for Michelle. Yeah. It happens. And I believe, yep, this is the main event of this show. AJ Styles, Sting, and Rob Van Dam taking on the team of Bobby Lashley, Christopher Daniels, and Rhino. Essentially, we're kind of just merging a few feuds together. Well, not really, actually. This is just basically a showcase match. Now, as you know, I've taken a bit of a break recently. Well, almost 2 months. I genuinely cannot remember why I booked this match. Because I booked this before the break. I was ready to make it. Oh yeah, I was ready to make an episode for the day after the last one came out, but my laptop broke. Now comes with, I can't remember why I booked this match. Styles picks up the win, pinning Bobby Lashley. Can't remember why. Daniels is around the X division mainly. Sting is in the tag scene with Jeff, who's not in this match. Rhino exists. Lashley and RVD, I don't know what I'm really... Maybe, is that the match for Against All Odds? We're working off the fly here because I have my plans. I've got those written down. I can't remember why I booked this match though, so that's always fun. So what do we get overall though? 66 rating, which isn't great, but actually to be fair, I can't remember what is great on this save. But it increases our pop in 23 regions, so that suggests to me it was an alright show. To be fair, it was a very consistent show. Looking at those ratings, they're all the same colour. Nothing great, nothing terrible. Well, except for the Hulk Hogan Victor segment, but that is just leeching off Hogan's popularity. Ironically, to put it on Victor. But, as I always say, I don't particularly care what the game thinks of my shows. I care what you guys think. So let me know in the comments down below. What did you think of this show? And I promise you, it won't be as long until the next episode. So I'll see you there.